the concept of hating just doesn't go with me. So let me explain what I mean. So I'm not a pacifist in no way, shape, or form, and I'm not a religious person. Though there's in religion, there's so many principles that can help you uh, become somebody that doesn't hate. Like in Christianity, there's forgive those who have done you wrong, and I again, not have following a religion and having that principle almost takes away the meaning of that principle. But I do say that it brings a good feeling to your everyday world if you follow principles. But that's not the reason why I don't hate people. The reason I don't hate anyone is more of me not, or let me go back. I don't tend to hate people of what they do, but why they do it. Let me explain what I mean. So, inside every human being, or every human being has done an action, right? Me picking up this phone is an action. Me going to a process is an action. Me cussing at someone is an action. And inside that action, there's a reason. There may have been a specific reason why I used that word when I cuss at someone. May be a reason of why I cuss at that person. Is it goes in a deep level of connections of cause and effect, and I mean that in the most like I don't have no wording for it, but the most specific or like the most extreme way possible of cause and effect. So let's go for to the back to the example of religion. It's such a common thing to hate somebody or hate a specific group because they don't follow the same religion. And my views on it is that how can you hate someone else for having a different view when they grew up a certain way that is very similar to you? So when it comes to religion, let's say for example you grew up in a very Jewish household, and as you grow up, you're gonna become more hardcore in the Jewish religion, and there tends to be a time where you're gonna meet somebody that's a different religion. Let's say Christianity. You will see this Christian, and you think this person has such what an odd view or like such an indifferent view. Like they're doing it wrong, or like oh they're how awful. They're not following what I believe in. But when you put it like that, you have to also understand that they themselves grew up almost the same way as you. They grew up with Christianity, and they've also led up to a point where they see this other religion and they think they're going the wrong way. They need to put their beliefs in this and that. But who's to say they're who's to say that it's wrong for them when it's their whole belief system? So if you believe in something very very fondly and somebody else does an action that goes against it, you tend to look at that action and only that action itself. But what has helped me not hate people is not to see the action, but understand that there was a cause of that action. So again, with religion, again, I'm not a religious guy, but if I were, I would come to understand that there's a reason why that person is in a different religion than me. They may have grew up in a household. They may have found purpose in that religion. They may have found, again, very good reasons or a reason why they are in that religion. It may have been directly or indirectly. Like they may have just automatically, like they lived in this household, so they grew up with it, of course. Or they may have not found a religion and they just happen to been in that religion. They have, they may have just found more comfort in that religion. So who am I to say that they're wrong for being in that religion when that's their everything, that's their whole truth, and I myself have no right because I too grew up in this household or I found comfort in this religion. So having that understanding that you grew up in a certain way and something has happened to make you do this cause. So who am I to say that your actions are wrong when I don't know the cause of it? And there's many counter arguments to as to why you shouldn't think that way. Let's say somebody's done something horrible, like completely atrocious. There is a quote that I don't know the guy who said it. I probably heard it from a video. I remember putting on my Instagram notes about this, where you may understand, have an understanding of what someone has done, but it's different to understand than to condone what they've done. Just because you have an understanding of something or not an understanding of something does not mean it's a right action, right? And because of that, it's allowed me to not like people. Like I don't like people. It You're a pacifist if you don't like someone or whatever. Like I just don't like I don't like people. But to hate ignores the idea that you need to understand that they've there was something that has happened to this person to do this action. And if you ignore that, it almost feels like you just want to hate, honestly. But everybody has their own opinions, or they may not want to listen to this, but I'm talking so for real. If you start to implement understanding of why that person's um, doing this action, or have an understanding that there's something that this person has gone through, they probably grew up in this household, or this something has happened to them to want to believe this that has made them do this action. And because you don't know, there should be a almost like a understanding of, I don't understand why you did this, so I can't hate you for it, but the action itself I can't forgive, so I won't like you. I say this to say because it hating somebody distracts you from your goals, because hate is such a built up thing that it's always going to be constantly picking at you. And like I said, everybody's purpose is to find happiness, and you won't be able to do that if you constantly think about the people you hate. So I, I hope you do build this understanding that other people are different. They have their own opinions. They have their own different values because of the way they were raised, the way they grew up, the way they process or understood things themselves. And having this understanding almost feels good because it shows to me that we're all so different that even if they do believe the same thing I do, there's something that misaligns with us. And I don't know, having that understanding that everybody is different, but the same because we all grew up differently. You get what I mean? It's again, that's a personal thing for me. Like I find comfort in that, but it doesn't mean you have to do that as well or have that understanding when you follow these principles that I've told you about. So again, tend to not see only the cause or the effect, but look into more or think of more about how there was a cause for this effect and there was reasons for it. So we want to say it's a right or wrong action because that's all that person believes in. So again, have an understanding that other people are different. I built a free school community meant for deep thinkers that are trying to improve in their lives or find direction. So I really hope that if you like this video, then you join it. Right now it's brand new. I just opened it, and I really want to help people find their direction in life. And and I myself haven't found my direction in life, but hopefully with all these other people around, we could all help each other um, go to the goal that we desire. So I really hope I can see you there. And if not, just like the video. I don't care about subscribing, but please like the video so other people can see this and so we can have less hate in this world. But again, check that out if you want. It's free. Don't worry about that. But other than that, I hope you like the video and stay wondering.